I talked to a cat, Salem, who had some very cool things to say about her mom. So right away, when Salem came in, she was talking about like how busy the household is and how friendly and curious and like nosy she is. And the mom had told me there was like two very small children, like two children like under three, and her and her husband. So I knew it was a busy household. And she's like, yes, but I'm so friendly and I'm so curious. And I just love to be a part of everything. And she goes, and I like to talk. She goes, but I don't want anyone to think I'm bossy. She was like, I talk a lot just because I'm curious and I want to be involved, but I don't want anyone to think I'm bossy. I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of cute that she didn't want to be perceived as bossy. She was like, no, I just want everyone to know like how sweet and kind and curious I am. And the mom's like, oh, no, we know. She is so sweet and she's so good with the kids. And she was just like, I just love attention. I love to get pets. But she was telling me like there was two reasons for this, right? So she loved to be pet. She loved the way it felt. But she also really liked it when people would stop and like get out of their busy heads and stay in the moment. And mom's like, oh, that's me. She's like, sometimes I get really, really focused and then Salem will come up and just want attention. And I like have to get present again. And she's like, yeah, I love doing that for mom. And she was like, and my cat is eating plastic. Okay, and so she was like, well, it takes a lot for mom to get mad. She's like, I'm just like my mom. I'm just like my mom. She goes, it takes a lot for my mom to get mad. She's just gave me the impression of mom being very loving, very kind, a lot of kindness and patience. And like mom has worked really hard. And she goes, mom really teaches us kindness and patience. And that's what she teaches us. She wants us to be a kind household. And mom told me she actually taught the kids and the cat to give each other kisses. And so she's like, yeah. And so the cat's like, that's why I'm so kind with the kids. And the mom's like, well, yeah, when, the kids were first born, I was always like, Salem, be nice. Like, don't scratch, don't do this. And she goes, but now the kids are older and they're getting a little rough. And she goes, of course I correct the children right away. But I've told Salem, like, you can scratch them. Like, if they're being overly rough, you can give them a little swat. And she's like, and Salem just will not do it. And Salem's like, absolutely not. I would never do that. And she told me that she felt, that her purpose in life was like to hold all of this energy for the family. So to hold this kindness and this patience and this love for them so that when they would go through rough times, which mom said they had, and that they would, things would get crazy and chaotic. I mean, come on, two kids, jobs, like it's crazy and chaotic, that Salem would be the holder of that energy for them so they could always be reminded of who they were at a core and as a family was this kind, loving, patient energy. It was great. Like she just made me feel like she was literally a vessel, like holding these things for them. And so she was talking and she was just like, she gave me this impression like she was just this young, fresh, sweet soul. And she was like, yes. And she was just like, but I'm really glad I'm a cat. She's like, I love being a cat because dogs are out of control. She's like, they're just like, they run off, they are chaotic. And mom said, well, she is an outdoor cat, but she always stays like in her little area and she never runs off. And there's a neighbor dog that is a little yappy dog, a little bit overstimulated, and he likes to run away. And so the cat's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be that. Like, I'm really happy I'm a cat. So I was like, well, that's cool. Okay. And she was like, and I would be a really good hunter. I know I would, but I don't kill things. And the mom's like, well, I don't think she does. I mean, she looks at the birds and stuff and she chirps at them, but she's never brought something home. I've never seen her hunt anything. And she was like, no, I don't want to kill anything for no reason. She's like, don't get me wrong. If I was starving or hungry, I would absolutely hunt for something and I know I'd be good at it. She goes, but I prefer to be kind. I don't want to kill something for no reason. This is a cat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the sweetest cat ever. Like just so intentional about who she was and what she was doing. And then she tells mom, I'm not sure if I want another pet. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I just need a little bit more details. So I'm telling this to mom. I'm like, are you thinking about getting a pet? She goes, that's so funny. She goes, we've talked about getting a dog like maybe a year or so in the future. She goes, but the last 2 weeks I've really been thinking about getting a kitten, but I haven't told anyone yet. And so mom's like, I think I'm okay with it. I just need more. She's like, I really want the cat to be a boy. She goes, but I don't really care about the dog. She's like, I just don't want one of those out of control ones. So I'm dying and I'm telling mom this and she's just laughing. She's like, okay, well, I'm okay with that. And so I love it. Animals do this a lot. Like right before someone asks a question, they're already answering it. So that just goes to show like they're always like tapping into our energy, into our thoughts, into our wants, to our emotions, to our needs. And a lot of times in the animal communication session, you'll see this come out. So anyway, then she talks about at night, like being really, really busy. She's like, I'm pretty busy at night. And I was like, huh. So I asked the mom, I was like, well, is she busy at night? She goes, well, sometimes. She goes, I think what it is she goes, the mom's like, I like really believe in spirits and stuff like that, but I'm totally terrified of it. It really scares me. And her husband would travel a lot, so she'd be home a lot at night. So she's like, when I get scared, I ask Salem to sleep with me and to protect me and to watch over the house. And Salem's like, I do. And I'm like, okay, Salem, well, do you see anything? And Salem's like, oh yeah, like this house is full of spirits. So I'm like, okay, tell me a little bit more about this. And she's like, well, it's because of mom. Mom's a magnet. And poor mom, her face is like, oh. And she's like, not in a bad way, not in a bad way. She's like, mom is just a magnet for spirits and they're attracted to her. And she explained it to me in a very interesting way. She's like, mom's like an antenna and a light beacon, and she just hasn't turned that off. And so they're attracted to her. And she's like, but because mom is so focused on kindness and she doesn't like to focus on the bad. She's like, mom doesn't even like to watch the news if it's going to be negative. And the mom starts laughing. She goes, oh my gosh, that's totally me. If like something negative comes on, I'm like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. She's like, I try to just stay positive and keep the negativity out of my life. And Salem was like, well, because you do that, you don't attract negative energies. She's like, I look out for a mom. I do. So she's like on the prowl looking for these negative energies so she can chase them away, which she felt confident she could do. But she said, but mom created this natural barrier by trying to stay positive and focus on the good and not the negative. And so that Salem really didn't need to. She's like, I see the spirit. She's like, and it wasn't like a spirit like grandma or something. It was like lots of them. And they're just energetically attracted to mom. And she goes, mom's always been like this. And mom could talk to spirits if she wasn't so afraid. And she's like, she's always been this way. And she goes, mom should talk to her mom and her grandma. So she's making me understand that this was a generational thing that was passed down via her mom's side, and she really thought she should talk to her mom and do a little bit of research. She goes, because being afraid is like so silly. You don't need to. That's just unnecessary, is the way she said it. She was like, so what mom needs to do, she really needs to tap in to her mother's side, learn a little bit more about it and about spiritual energy, because she's a natural spiritual magnet, and if she learns not to be afraid of it, she can communicate it. And so her mom's like, well, it's really interesting. When I was younger, I did talk to my mom about it. She goes, because I had a couple of weird, like scary premonition dreams that came true. She's like, just like 2 or 3 times. And she goes, and so I talked to my mom about it, and she said she had similar instances, but I never dug into it. I never went, deeper to see what she saw and what it meant. I just kind of left it there. And so Salem was like really encouraging her, go look into it. She gave me like this shaman energy. Like she came from like a line of shamans or something, which I can't prove. I don't know. It's just what the cat was telling me. And so she goes, I just want her to do this so mom can have good experiences with all these gifts. And I loved it. I love that Salem didn't see this as a negative thing or something to be worried about, but she saw them as gifts and wanted her mom to really learn how to use these gifts.